Hi, this is John Ellis, founder of the Automotive Advisor Team at Double E Consulting and co-founder of BEV Everything. Today we're going to do a very short demo of our Acquisition Optimizer program. This is a program I created during the pandemic with some dealers that were just struggling with inventory loads. Not only the balancing of that inventory, but the channels of inventory, and of course, the opportunity to retail that inventory in the first 30, certainly before we got past the 45-day plus. So let's talk about that for a minute. Why did we create that program? Specifically, it was to avoid massive losses, which in many cases takes away the massive gains, which are unnatural in nature. And we created a program that is steady, constant, takes advantage of up markets and down markets with very little risk, but a lot of upside when it comes to market share. And with the learnings and, of course, the intelligence that the program develops by rooftop, but can also be rolled up to region and group, dealers can really feel safe knowing they understand the amount of inventory out of their best channels, set their channel percentages of acquisition based all on the sales goal for the month. Most of our dealers go 10% over the last month of prior year, so August of last year or September of last year. And then based on that sales goal, the program tracks sales rate every day, but adjusted by the week, making sure that we never have too much inventory or too little inventory to make our goal, but also to be set up for a solid month next month. We've seen many times where dealers will have a great month or a great 2 months and then be really thin on light on inventory and have to struggle to buy. Then they buy the wrong inventory, too much to do, so they can't really capture every piece of inventory is right set for their dealership. And then the next couple of months, what happens? It ages. They get half or a third of the PVR per, and then it's a vicious cycle. We put guardrails against that. So you're always maximizing your current month and setting yourself up for the best chances of maximizing next month. It allows used car managers to sleep well, and it allows owners and general managers to know their team is all rowing in the same direction. With this program, you get weekly calls with me. So we review the program at the beginning of every week or at the end of the week, whichever suits best. And we set the month up at the beginning of every month and then recap it at the end of each month. We also manage by quarter. So let me dig in real quick. I'm going to do a very quick overview, and then please call, or you can go down here and click to set up a call or a demo with me directly. So our clients click in the acquisition optimizer screen. As you can see, it goes to a login screen. I'm going to go into the group demo because I want to show you the demo. I'm not going to show you a dealer's data and information. And once we get in, as you can see, we've got an opportunity. If you're a single rooftop, you can just check your own rooftop. If you're a region, you can pick what region you're in and run a report to see the region information. And if you're a group, right, you can select a group and pick the plan. Let's see my groups by plan and aggregate, age plan, how my vehicles are doing at group level, profit, and how efficiently we're acquiring inventory. And then let's rank our rooftops against each other. That'll rank regions or stores. A region manager can do the same. He can look at his stores by plan, age plan, profit, acquire efficiency, and rate region rooftop, ranking rooftop. The good news for the group level, you can see region one and region two, and you can rank the two regions or multiple regions. And finally, the dealer. So we're going to be a dealer. We're just going to pick dealer one, and we're going to update our plan. As you can see, we've got an aged inventory exit plan that we track by month. We're going to go straight to October. We're going to show that we have 140 vehicles pacing for the month on a goal of 160. It's always low at the beginning of the month, but it picks up as the month goes. That's pretty understandable. We've got 219 units in stock. We've got 27 out so far, and the percentage out and by what bucket. So almost 60% out of the first 30, 10% out of the 35 plus, 31 plus, and then 7% out of 46 plus. And then, of course, the red number is the bleed through at the end of every month. How much got left in our bucket that bled to the new bucket? As you can see, this demo dealer is pretty typical of our dealers. They start gaining, they start growing inventory, and so they slow a little bit, and then they start gaining again. This dealer's set for over 220 units. Again, not a one particular dealer, but it does fit the model of how our dealers are growing on the plan. So you save your inventory here, you go in the buy plan. This is really the crux of the matter, right? This is the core product. And as you can see, we set our original sales goal in our age plan. Then we have a revised goal if we need to change it during the month based on current sales rate. So we would never change anything in the first week, but most likely the second week we would grow, increase or decrease based on how we're pacing. And if we were to increase that, as you can see, 170 here, if I hit enter, that number 129 will change to 153. How much inventory we need? So on a 40-day targeted day supply, some dealers think they're 35 days. Some people, as you can see, it would reduce the amount of inventory need. A 45-day would increase the amount needed. Your personality of the dealership will show after 90 days, and we can set this based on prior experience. But we set out a number of pipeline inventory, grounded inventory needed next month. So we're always thinking about next month, and then minusing current stocked inventory, and then direct from consumer. What do we get from our direct from consumer channels? And we're going to budget that here, and we learn that over a period of time. And what happens after that is we go through the month setting our direct inventory from consumer number, and it takes out of here, and we budget ourselves to understand if we're pacing to 100 or not. Our wholesale bought goal here is because once you've set direct from consumer in your grounded inventory, you've got to go get 125 more units. Now, look, we can grow direct from consumer, and you'll see in a minute that's our goal. But until then, we know we have to go source 125 extra units out of the consumer side, and that's wholesale. So we set our budget at 31 a week, and then we go and hit that budget. So week one, we're at 18, we got 13 left. Week one, we're at 24. We sold 26. We bought 26 out of our direct from consumer channels. So we're one over, and they balance out. And each week will balance you out until the end of the month. So you can go back and look at September, prior month, and you can see how well we did. We left the month with needing 9. So we're very clean to what we needed. We got to our goal. So we go back in October, and you can see that we're just pacing now. Also over here, we look at, okay, we bought from these channels, so we know where we're acquiring from and what our efforts are yielding, but how are we retailing in those channels? So wholesale trade. So let me tell you what that means. We bought 7 from wholesale and sold them. So we made gross 6,500 on 7 units, so 929 per copy. That's not a lot. So we're thinking, man, that channel's not great. But we sold 3 from those 7 we sold from wholesale. We got a trade on them. So those were a wholesale trade. We sold a wholesale and we got a trade off of it. And we're doing 2,500 per copy there. So really we're doing 3,000 per copy divided by, 2, which is about 1,800. Not 3,500 per copy. So you're looking at 1,750, almost 1,800 out of wholesale. A lot better than 900, and gives you a different picture. Trade tool trade. So we sold 3 trade tools, ICOs that we bought or whatever, and we got 1 trade off of them. And of that trade, we make 2,700. A lot of trade tool units right now are not yielding a lot. You can see we're making more in the back in a lot of cases in the front, but I bet all of you can say that. And then at the end, we look at our average front, average back, and so we can tell ourselves, how are we doing and where do we need to invest more money in tools and software and time? And then in turn profit, this is my favorite page. Because look, all these softwares are fun to track, but we want to know if we're making money. We track by the month, by the quarter, and we track units delivered, current units in stock, average units by month, our turn, so 8 turns, 9 turns. How are we doing in our turn? Retail gross by department, front and back, per unit gross inventory turn, projected incremental turn, and then gross. So let me just explain to you what that means. Let's go to September, a full month. Sold 136, but held 195. So that's an 8 turn. We delivered 137 on average. So 129, 132, delivered these numbers up here, average 137. So we kind of know what we're doing every month, right? 129 plus 135 plus 146 divided by 3 is 137. We know our turn is 8, so we kind of reduced our turn a little bit because we're growing our volume. You see that, our grounded inventory. We're trying to pick up the pacing, sell more. Our departmental gross, 574, 545, 545, 880. So if you can notice, based on the number of units, that's your PVR, 440, 51, 4,000, 37, 38. Total incremental turn, if we would have sold all 169 or all 175. So if we had a 30-day turn, we would have netted 729, not 545. That's your carrot, right? And then the flip side is if I got one more turn, I know it says 2, but if you go to 1, you'll see that it's just the same number because it's 1 to 1 to 1. If you could add one more turn a year, so go from 8 to 9, you would be at 1.4. That's would be your separated gross. So there's opportunity for you to grow the business. It teaches you that volume does win. We don't want losses, but we also want volume. And then we look down here at what we sold, what we made per copy. What was our budget per copy? We wanted 2,300 per copy. We're at 3739. We're above it. We gross goal was 335,000. We did 545,000. That's 146 units. At our minimum of 2,300 a copy would have been 335,000. We did 544. That gave us $210,000 over budget. Now look, this is, again, these are demo numbers. Most of my dealers are sitting around 50, 60, 70,000 over budget when we do well. This is a blend number. This number allows you to understand how much money you can go and incentivize aged units to get out of the store. I cannot lose more than, I got to stay at 23. Some dealers are at 2750. Some of my hotline are at $4,000 budgeted per copy. Whatever your budget is, based on how you're performing, we're going to show you a number that says you still got money to go use to make sure you don't age out into the 60, 80, 120 day range. Go discount those vehicles, put spiffs on them, give incentives to your salespeople. You got money to play with to do that. And then some dealers track prior year numbers to see how they're doing prior year. And this is where the rubber meets the road. And I can tell you, once we get in a pattern, as we start growing, yes, we dip a little bit and come back up, but we never have significant losses. It's a really good tool. And then your acquire efficiency in September, we don't have the numbers out yet, but we're going to track service drive, new car, used car, other, and wholesale, and understand what percentage of your acquired inventory is coming out of what channel. We want to minimize wholesale, maximize other channels. And again, as we determine in the buy plan which ones give us the most front and back, then we'll understand in acquire efficiency which ones we want to be our most percentage heavy acquisition channel. And we track that every month. As you can see, we track it all through the year. So it's really good. That's a short and sweet of our used car optimizer program. Love to show you how it works for your dealership, put some numbers in there, and we can do a real demo to show you some of the reports, and then get you on board. It's very cost effective considering the amount of money our dealers are growing in gross and volume, and we'd love to show it to you. So again, I'm John Ellis with the Automotive Advisor team, developer and founder of the Used Car Optimizer. We've got many clients on from the West Coast to the Northeast to the South to the Central U.S. So all areas of the country for regional exposure and regional referrals if you need that. So please let us know. We'd love to talk to you. Again, like I said, click the build a winning team. You can go under Double E Consulting. That's my company there. And you can come here and say, click for testimonials. You can see exactly what we do, hear from our clients directly, or you can book a consultation with me right here. Love to talk to you. Excited about what we're doing and how we're helping dealers, and would love to help you as well. Thanks.